Good morning, everybody. Give me a few minutes. We're going to get going. We kind of started a little early today here in Waking Up, California. Thursday morning, 9 a.m. We kick it off. Boy, do we have some stuff to talk about today. So much stuff has changed in the last week. A lot of bills are getting passed that I don't know how many of you guys know exactly what's going on, but there are a lot of bills that are getting passed in California right now that have been signed, that have passed legislation, that are now getting involved in what we do every day and what is going on and how is it going to affect our lives. So all this is coming out. We're going to talk about all that today. We'll talk about some numbers of stuff that is headed out here that everybody should be aware of. So we'll look at this here in a few minutes. I'm going to let a couple more people jump in and we'll actually get into this here at exactly 9 o'clock. So we got about a minute. Hello from East Los Angeles. How are you guys doing over there? You guys are more than welcome to put where you guys are from. I'm from Northern California, small county called Tuolumne County up in the foothills. Work in Calaveras County up here, which is right next door. And we have Amador. I know you guys hear about the fires. We get affected a lot by the fires and what's going on up here. So we have water issues just like everybody else. We're close to the Central Valley. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. So it's 9 o'clock. So let's get going this morning. I'm going to throw out some bills. So if you guys got a pen and paper, you guys might want to remember some of the stuff that we're going to talk about. Where do we start, right? Because we all know, you know what? I have heard that most people do just start fires just so that they can have work, that arsonists do that, or somebody who knows somebody who works in the fire industry actually goes off and starts some of these arsonist fires so that they can get employed, because there's a lot of money in these wildfires that go out, not only for the firefighters, but also for the people who are actually putting up the camps in the counties, because then they get put a state of emergency. So then the federal government gives them more money. So those are things that do happen when wildfires, when anything drastic happens and your county goes for a state of emergency. We talked about the homeless issues before, and that's why one of the things in the homeless issue, they never fixed, because each county could actually declare a state of emergency for the homeless being there, which gives you federal grants, federal money, then they can disperse in any which way that they want. So it's the same thing when it goes for the fires. If you don't contain them right away, the county, the state can go state of emergency. Federal money comes in, they spend it wherever they want, and there's no recollection. Yes, so that's why they do it every year to get funding. That's why they don't prevent it, and that's why they've allowed it to happen. That's why forest management hasn't been anybody's priority, because see, they could always blame it on that. Well, you didn't manage the forest, so it spread. But if we would have managed it, it wouldn't have spread it. We would have been able to get it done a lot faster. Climate change, they blame it on. You know what? The Earth's been changing for decades. It's going to keep changing. And you think that we're going to be able to make a difference? Not always. Somebody wants to come on here. Let's see if they want to come on. I will approve it. Everybody come on in and talk about some stuff. There are some bills that I want to talk about today that affect each and every single one of us. This is one that's going to affect everybody here. If you have kids, grandkids, take note of this. We all know what SB 145 was, right? Where's the pedophile bill? Where is, if somebody who has sex with a minor now becomes a misdemeanor, the court can actually, the judge has the right to say whether that person goes on Megan's list or doesn't. Now, just think about, and I always use the same example, 14-year-old, 24-year-old, it becomes consensual. Where did a 14-year-old has been able to consent? Right? I mean, I've had kids, 14 years old. Man, that's when they should go on their own, because they think they know it all, right? Us parents, we don't know anything, but our kids at 13, 14 years old think that they know everything. Maybe that's where they came out with that. But we all know what SB 145, nobody knew about it. Nobody knew what SB 145 was. They kind of snuck it in on us. Gavin Newsom signed it within 2 hours. Well, here's one that not a lot of people know about, right? And sit down, because this one's going to hit you guys hard here. AB 1184 and AB 1356. Why are those bills so important? Because this bill just got signed. Both of them just got signed. I'm going to actually go back and see who actually approved it, because this is assembly bill, okay? It allows your child at 11 years old to actually be able to abort a baby without you knowing. No parent consent. No parent has to consent. They can walk into a doctor at 11 years old and get an abortion. Done. You don't even need to know about it. Now, there's another one to this. It also allows your 11-year-old son or daughter to be able to walk into a doctor's office and get medically treated for a sex change without you knowing. That means the doctor can prescribe hormones, can get them to do the sex change, and you don't have the right to know. As a parent, where's the overreach? This just passed. Look it up. AB 1184 and AB 1356. I'll remind you guys of that. They're allowing an 11-year-old to go get a sex change. Parents don't need to know. They're allowing an 11-year-old to go get an abortion. Parents don't need to know. You have no right to know as a parent anymore. The government has way overreached. Proposition SB 145 was an overreach. AB 1184 is way overreach. AB 1356 is way overreach. Yeah, let me ask you guys this. How come none of us knew that this was happening? How come nobody was brought up? We've had assemblymen running for government. They don't bring this up? That's what's wrong with here. The government's overreaching in our parental rights. They have just overreached to the final step of allowing an 11-year-old to be able to go have an abortion. So they're basically telling 11-year-olds it's okay to have sex. And 1356, allowing them to be able to have a sex change at 11 years old without the parents knowing. What is the difference between AB and SB, which is Gavin is doing? Okay, so the difference between AB and SB. Senate bill is SB. That means the Senate originated the bill. So this is how it works. The Senate originates a bill. The Senate votes on it, and then it goes to the Assembly. As long as the Assembly signs off on it, and they agree to it, even though it's an SB bill, the Assembly still knows about it. Then it goes to Gavin Newsom's desk. Gavin Newsom signs it, and that's where it goes. SB is Senate bill. California Senate. Okay, you have senators. Every county has senators. You got to know who your state senators are. Not the people in Washington, but the people here in California, Sacramento. That's why when you watch a lot of campaigns, Senator this, Senator that, but they don't tell you it's U.S. Senate or California Senate. That's the difference. U.S. Senate, we only have 2 representatives who are senates in California. That's Dianne Feinstein and Alex Padilla. Both of them are Democrats. Alex Padilla replaced Kamala Harris, which was the governor's right to put somebody in there. Good thing about Alex Padilla, I don't really care for the guy. I don't like his policies. I didn't like him as Secretary of State. But he is the first Hispanic to actually sit as a U.S. Senator for the state of California. He is the first. I'll give him that. He made a breakthrough. Dianne Feinstein, she's coming up in 2024 is her reelection. And she actually went. Okay, those are 2 U.S. senators per state. Our state has 2. Now, what I'm talking about when I say SB, Senate bill, that's California senators. They are in Sacramento, and each state or each county has different numbers depending on the population. So we need to look at who your local senator is, because that's who's signing these SB bills. AB is Assembly bill. Kevin Kiley, a lot of you guys heard his name before. He is an assemblyman. Each county has an assembly person. When we say AB is an assembly bill, so it originated in the assembly, moved up to the Senate. Once the assembly signed off on it, they like it. They send it up to the Senate. The Senate signs off on it, and it turns into Gavin Newsom's desk. Gavin Newsom signs it off, right? So that is how that works. So AB 1184 and AB 1356 are assembly bills. It originated in the Assembly of California and moved its way up. My wife would say, get out of town, you Joe puppet clown. Yeah, well, this is what we got, and these are the people who we elected, okay? My problem is this. Why did nobody bring this up? Why did nobody say, hey, this bill's coming through, and it's going to affect each and every single Californian, and it doesn't matter what party line you're with, okay? We have got to throw that party crap away. We have people in office who don't give a rat's behind about us. We have people in office that don't care what we do or what's going on here now. Forget about your party lines, folks. This is affecting each and every single one of us. AB 1184 and AB 1356 is overreach of our parental rights and what happens in our house. Now, if they wanted my 11-year-old to be able to make a decision about an abortion, they want my 11-year-old to be able to make a decision about sexuality, why is my 11-year-old not driving a car? Why is my 11-year-old not able to vote? Why is my 11-year-old not going out and getting a damn job and living on their own? Because they'll say that your 11-year-old is not responsible enough. It's not an adult, hasn't grown up, but you're giving them the opportunity to make adult decisions. Basically, you're telling a 10-year-old, go have sex, because at 11, you can go ahead and have an abortion. And nobody needs to know about it. This is a joke, it's insanity, and we need to put a stop to it. That's what's going on. We have got to clean the swamp. Enough's enough. And we need to start an assembly, state senate, government. If you think that anybody in office cares about you or your family, I don't care what party you're with. That just showed that they don't. AB 1184, AB 1356, and Gavin Newsom signed them. Honestly, being molested as a child, this is disgusting. It is. And SB 145 was worse. They let 11-year-olds have 18, 21-year-old rights. Right. But now if you're 18, you can't even own a gun. You got to be 21, even a rifle. Where it used to be the state of California used to allow you to have a rifle at the age of 18. Well, they said that an 18-year-old is not responsible with a gun. He can't have a rifle, but an 11-year-old can make a sex change without informing the parents. An 11-year-old can go have an abortion today without you knowing anything about it. The worst part is, us, the California taxpayers, are the ones who's flipping the bills for all this. Where did this come from? Where are our great assembly people that we voted into office to represent us? Yeah, you look at an 18-year-old and my nephews, they were both 18 when they went to National Guards. They gave them an M16 and said, good luck to you, son, as their tours at Afghanistan. How does that not make sense to anybody out there right now? How can we say that our legislation is actually caring about what we are doing and what's going on in California? The reality is they don't give a rat's ass. All they care is about their money. All they care is about having a job. And all they care about is their pensions, because they don't care about me and you. They don't care about our families. They don't care about our family values. They don't care. Bottom line, when you're telling me that an 11-year-old can make a decision about having an abortion without me as a parent having anything to say about it, what the heck am I supposed to think? You don't care. And when you're telling me my 13-year-old son wants to be a girl because he wasn't very good at baseball in the boys team, and he could play better than girls in the softball team, and he can go to the doctor and ask for hormone pills and everything else, and they allow you to do that without us, the parents, having any idea what's going on? Where does this stop? Where do we put an end to all this? Where do we actually say, I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're an independent. We are Californians. We're adults, and we need to fight for our children. We have got to protect our kids because this affects all of us. I don't care what party line you're with. Get off the damn soapbox of being a Republican or a Democrat or an independent or whatever the hell you call yourself and start being in California an honest living parent that says enough's enough. My child's rights are getting taken away. My parental rights are getting taken away every day with bills like this. AB 1184, AB 1356 are a joke, and they're a disgrace to our values and our home, and telling us that our 11-year-olds have the right to have a sex change without us knowing about it, and us being able for our kids to go have an abortion without the parents having anything to do with it. This has got to stop, and we have got to put an end to it. And I'm running for governor for 2022. I'm not going to stop, and I'm going to let everybody know what's going on in Sacramento, because it's time that we all wake up, California. It's time that we wake up and we unite. And if you think some celebrity is going to do something good, apparently they didn't. We just need to work together and unite. Somebody said grassroots don't have enough pull. They said grassroots just don't put themselves together. I'm going to prove everybody wrong. We need money for this campaign. I'm going to ask people out there that if you can, please donate. There's a link on the comments where you guys could donate. Every little bit helps. Every little bit's going to go to this. But we're going to fight for California. We're going to fight for our parent rights. I don't care what people have to say. We have a good enough time right now to be known. You guys want to win? Share and like my videos. Let your friends know about Diego Martinez. Let them know who I am, and let them know that we're coming after Sacramento, and we're going to come strong. We have a water problem in the state of California. You guys heard me talk about that last week. We're going to put a rally together in the middle of November. I want everybody who knows any farmers, anybody who works out in the fields, anybody who works with water, even if you don't, I want everybody to come out to this rally. Because here's the thing, right? We go to rallies on Saturdays and Sundays at the Capitol. Who's at the Capitol? We're rallying to the Highway Patrol, to the walls. The Capitol can tell you what we're doing, but nobody is inside. So we're not going to do that. We're actually going to go on a Thursday, and we're going to get there, and we're going to rally when they are there. We want 100,000 people that are affected by water to show up. If you drive a truck with tomatoes, agricultural stuff, you need to come, because your livelihood's in effect. If you're a farmer, if you work out in the fields, if you take a shower this morning, it affects you, because California wants to limit you to 25 gallons a day. Well, if you took a shower this morning, you just wasted your 25 gallons. Each shower takes 25 gallons of water. So if you took a shower, your husband, your wife, your kids, say there's 4 of you in a household, there's 100 gallons of water gone. You just used 4 days worth of water. So you got to either preserve your water for that one day that all of you guys are going to take a shower, or you go with me. We rally in Sacramento. We get 100,000 people that this affects, if not more. And we let Sacramento know that enough is enough. Quit wasting our water and start protecting California and the people's livelihood, not some stupid guppy fish anymore. Our rights, our freedoms are being trampled every day by these people we put in office. But our water, look at our reservoirs. They're gone. There is no water. Why? Because we dumped it in the ocean. We have desalination plants. Why aren't they turned on? Because they take a lot of electricity. Get nuclear to back up. Get biofuel. Get something out there. We have given away 80% of our produce that we used to grow in California to feed the United States. We used to feed 80% of America from California. We're somewhere about 20%. So if you don't think water affects you, it does. Because now we're getting vegetables and produce from other countries that they don't get regulated like California. Why are we buying lettuce from China? China pollutes more than anybody in the world. Why does the United States have to be the leader, yet we're falling behind? In California, we are the leaders on what's going on. And if we don't go and we don't rally and we don't stand up for water and our food rights and what we need, what are they taking next? They already overreached in your house and told your 11-year-old Go get an abortion. Your parents don't need to know about it. It's okay. You want to be a little girl? Go to the doctor. You're 11 years old. You have the right to make that decision. Our government's overreaching. They took in our water. Now they're taking our families. They're taking our family values away. What should have been at home, they're controlling. It gets better than that. I don't know how many of you guys are landscapers, construction workers, or need a generator to do your job every day. How many of you guys need a gas generator? Because anywhere you go, you see a lot of people up there. Why does the farmers get fined if they pour too much water? Because we're out of water. That's why. So that's why I want to get all the farmers. I want everybody who has anything to do with water, come with me to Sacramento, middle of November. It's a Thursday afternoon that we're going to do the huge rally. I want everybody there. We're going to start talking about it. We're going to get a date next week. We're working on getting permits right now to make sure that we can do this. I want 100,000 people there that are affected by water, and we say no more. I will get the date for you guys next Thursday. We'll have a date. Looking at the calendars, making sure that we can get a permit. I want to do it in November because farmers aren't usually working during that time. There's the slow season. I want everybody out there. I want everybody to come out there. I want our voices to be heard. 100,000 people. We'll give news media. We'll get everybody out there. But we can't do it without everybody's help. I can't change anything without the farmers' help, without your guys' help, telling your friends, telling your neighbors. If you're in Southern California, you need to make the trip up here. This is worth it. This is our livelihood. We have got to come united for water in California. Stop blogging about it on Facebook. Stop blogging about it. It's time that we do something about it. Guess what? Your politicians, they're not reading your Facebook. They're not going and reading your blogs. But if they're inside the building and there's 100,000 of us out there yelling at them, they're going to hear us. They ain't going to have a choice. We block them in where they can't get out of the Capitol. That's how many people we need there. We need to surround the Capitol with 100,000 people to let these people know that enough's enough and we want our water rights. And this is enough. That's how we're going to do it. You want to get their attention? That's how we do it. We get us together. I am located in Calaveras County, is where my office is. In my house, I live in Tuolumne County. I'm up north. I'm about an hour and a half southeast of the Capitol. If you guys know where Modesto is, we're 45 minutes east of Modesto. So we're going to take this to them. We're going to take our water issue straight to Sacramento. We're going to do it when they're there. I want them to hear us. Not watch us on the news. Hear us. And we need 100,000 people or more there. Enough with the games. Not playing around. You know what? We elected these people and they need to hear our voices. And this, I need bipartisan. I need everybody. I don't care what party they're with. Okay? Enough. This is affecting Democrats, independents, liberals. This is spending all of us. This is our water. This is our future. Why? Why are we allowing this to happen? And we're not doing anything about it. Well, enough of blogging on Facebook. Enough of throwing these stupid tantrums on Facebook. Let's take it to them. I want each and every single one of you guys to see how many farmers there are out there in your area. Send me an email. We're going to get everybody a flyer, even if I have to go door to door and knock on every farmer's door and say, come help us because I'm doing this for you. I am doing this for you. Don't drink that water. We need to save it. I got to drink water because I can't drink soda. I got to, start drinking soda and start getting that gut going. We have a lot of stuff going on and we're going to fight for our water. I need everybody's help. 100,000 of us need to go to Sacramento and say, enough is enough with the water. We need our water. Our farmers need the water. Up and down California. I'm going to go from the north of California to South California. I'm going to get every farmer to come out here, and I need your guys' help to get the word out. We're going to do it in the middle of November. 100,000 people minimum need to show up for them to hear us. So we need to get this going. If we could get it in California, every other state will look at us. And that's where it starts. California, we are the leaders, but the only way we're going to lead this is uniting. Forget about all these blogs on Facebook. Forget about all these people that are experts about water. Okay, we know we have a water problem, but the solution is in Sacramento. It's not on Facebook. It's not anywhere else. Our solution for our water is where? Sacramento. So where do we need to go? To Sacramento. We need to go together. We need to get all the farmers, everybody. If you took a shower this morning, you need to come out and fight for the water rights, because they're going to take that away from you. This water, it's going to be $10, $11 by the time that all this is done if we don't fight for it. We, Californians, need to unite. I don't care what party you're with. This affects all of us. I'll say these bills one more time that just passed. Gavin Newsom did sign them. AB 1184, AB 1356, where it allows your 11-year-old child to be able to go get a sex change without you knowing. It also allows your 11-year-old child to be able to go and get an abortion without you knowing anything about it. We talked a little bit last week about SB 339, which is your tax per mile that you drive. Tax per mile that you drive. Okay? If you can get a hold of me through Diego at DiegoMartinezForGovernor.com. You can get a hold of me through a DM either on Facebook or Instagram. The easiest way is send me a text. My phone number is on our website where you guys can text or even call to speak to me if you want to. I'll give you guys the number to the office right now. So if you have a pen and paper, the phone number here is 559-707-0756. And that goes to a live person who will get a hold of me right away for you guys if you want to talk on the phone. We have got to unite. SB 339, let's talk about that for a little bit. Per mile. That's actually going to be a DMV. That is going to be a DMV charge that they're going to charge you at the end of the year, which that kind of gets crazy because if you drive 26,000 miles a year at 8 cents a mile, what Biden did the other day, so I did the math under Biden's administration stuff, it's going to cost you $2,000 a year. If you have a newer pickup, if it's a diesel, you're paying $1,000 a year just to have it on the road, right? Because that's what registration comes out, $980 or something like that's what it comes out to. Just think about it. That truck will cost you now $3,000 to keep on the road. That's under SB 339 per mile. Now, what they did is 2014, they actually got a committee together. SB Senate Bill 1077 is what it was, and they got a committee together, which is a committee to create a road committee to usage of commute and roads. That is what it is, and that is what's going to cost us $2,000 a year. So what happened is they got 5,000 volunteers to drive. Okay, the 5,000 volunteers exceeded 37,000 miles in 9 months. Now, this was all said, well, if we do this, then we don't have to charge more for gas. We can actually reduce the extra tax on gas. But what they forgot to say is that they want to run the way it is right now till 2027. So in 2022, SB 339 comes in effect. So for 5 years, each car that you drive, 26,000 miles a year, each one, it's going to cost you $2,000 a year to drive. Okay, so if you have 3 cars, that's $6,000 plus the registration on top of that. So they're going to get us for almost $3,000 to $4,000 a year to drive our cars, register them, drive the miles. So what they're trying to do is get people not to drive so much. That's also on purpose of them trying to do the electric car and be all electric by the time of 2035, right? So what happens there? The state of California actually loses money. By 2025, if they actually succeed in what they want to keep you home. They don't want you to drive very far. They want you to get a job closer to home, right? The state of California is going to lose $1 billion in revenue and taxes that they could have collected that they're getting now without any of this BS that's going on. So it's basically like you shoot yourself in the foot, right? Or you stepped over $1 to pick up a penny. That's exactly what the state is doing right now with this SB 339 per mile per tax on where they're headed. Now, just go up a few more years to 2030. the state of California loses $2 billion in revenue it would have had by just leaving things the way they are and lowering our taxes on gasoline right now. Yet they don't want to do that because they want to go to a Green Deal. They want to go all clean air. Well, you don't have enough power to power our houses. How are you going to have enough power to power our cars, our buses, our trucks? Doesn't make sense. It even gets worse than that. Sit back and relax, California, because right now, in front of Gavin Newsom is the next bill that's sitting there, which if you are in construction, if you do any job where you need to have a portable, let me say this again, a portable generator, well, get ready to spend more money, California, because guess what? California is doing away with your generator right now. All your generators, all your gas generators are no longer going to be allowed in the state of California if their next bill, which they're trying very hard to pass right now, is actually sitting inside of Gavin Newsom's desk right now. I'll say this again. This is an AB, assembly bill. We had assemblymen running for governor. How come we didn't hear about this bill when it affects each and every single one of us? If your taco trucks, you guys see those lunch trucks? This affects them because they will no longer be able to use a gas generator. They want you to use a electric generator. Electric generator. Yeah, you're generating, put gas in a generator, generate electricity. So they want you to plug in somewhere. Well, why do I need a generator to do that, right? Or they're talking about a battery operated generator. So they want to phase out of all your two-strokes. They want to phase out of your lawnmowers, your weed eaters, anything that uses two-stroke oil or gas that you use freely right now. They want to force you to go into electric or battery operated. Well, what does that do? That's going to remove a lot of people from business. Your landscapers. Your landscapers are going to have to buy all new equipment to actually be in code with the state of California. If you live in a rural area like I do, and you got a generator hooked up to the house and it's running off propane or gas, they want to eliminate that. They want to eliminate your generator. They want you to use a battery pack or a solar generator, which powers your batteries, which powers your generator, which powers your house. We're going backwards, California. We're not going forward. We're going backwards now. Our whole thing now, we're going backwards. New technology comes out, but it's taking us backwards. Why wouldn't people have an option or a choice to be able to do that? Why are they pushing? What happens to the batteries when they're no longer good? Where do they go? Has anybody seen how much damage a battery does to our environment? So if you're environmentally friendly, but you want to go solar, your batteries, once they're done being used, create a more headache on our environment than gas. They are trying to destroy what we're doing. It doesn't have anything to do with Dems or Republican. It has everything to do with the strengthening patriots and waking people's manners and on fighting for our states and our freedom. That's why she wants to be in control. The future generations, if they control the lithium, they control the batteries, which controls the state of California. At this point, we had a recall. However you feel about the recall, it is what it is, right? This bill that I was just talking about, generators, I want to throw out the bills so that everybody can go back and do their own research so they don't think I'm full of smoke. So you see where I'm getting my information for. It's AB 1346. That's Assembly Bill 1346. Okay, take a look at it. It passed Assembly Bill. It passed. It's sitting at Gavin Newsom's desk. All he has to do is sign a stroke, and there it goes. It comes into effect. SB 339 did pass. That will come in effect in January. That is going to affect miles per gallon, miles per driven, per year, per car. Take a look at that. It's SB 339. Other bills that we talked about today, and the one that really terrifies me, Assembly Bill AB 1184, AB 1356. I don't even know what to say about those bills, because anybody with the right conscience would know that an 11-year-old kid, first of all, shouldn't be having sex. Second of all, should not ever be given the right to be able to go and have an abortion without a parent knowing about it, without a parent being there. It's a shame. That's all I can say. I read this bill and I'm like, where are the parents? Where are the grandparents? Where are these people that we call our assembly people that don't care about our kids? Because if you're telling me an 11-year-old can make a decision about an abortion, about somebody else's life, it's like they're teaching our kids, like our government wants our kids to go have babies at 11, 10 years old, have sex. That's a way overreach. I'm disgusted by that bill. I'm disgusted by the overreach that our government is reaching into our privacy, into our homes, into our livelihood. They're taking that nuclear of family away from us. They're taking that nuclear of respect away from us. You don't believe me? Look at the generation. Look at our kids. Look at our kids. To think these people in office have children or are passing sick bills like this, pure evil. Man, there's something that a lot of people don't know. Did you know that if your congressmen get caught sexually assaulting somebody, they can't be charged? They're excluded. When did the laws change for certain classes and certain people and certain jobs? They talk about police brutality. They talk about police overreachment. They talk about all this. Yet they're allowed to break the law and nothing happens to them. Where did we become so messed up? There you go. People are making decisions for each and every single one of us, and we don't even know what's going on. We've been asleep. That's why my show is called Wake Up California, because it's time we wake up and we look at exactly what's going on. Because AB 1184 is a joke. My 11-year-old is not going to get an abortion, and I'm going to have something to say about that. And guess what? Whoever has sex with them, if they're an adult, they'll be dealt with. And that's the problem with SB 145, where they're allowing a 14-year-old to say they consent to sexual activities with somebody who's 24 years old. Reverse that around. Does that mean a 14-year-old can have sex with a 4-year-old? I know that sounds sick, but that's what the law states. 10 years difference. Where do these people come up with this? Where in their right minds does this make sense? And I believe in justice. I believe in our court systems. I believe the judges do the best that they can. But to allow a judge to be able to dictate that a 21-year-old does not have to be on Megan's list or has to be deemed as a pedophile or a sexual assault because he has sex with a 14-year-old because it's in that 10-inch gap is BS. Our assembly, our senators of the state of California, our government is making it easier to break the law and get away with absolutely nothing. We're going to be in a lawless society. Look at another bill that's going, that people are fighting back and forth. It hasn't quite passed, but it's in the brinks of it. Yet judges and counties are already starting to go if the law was in effect. And that's SB 262. You guys hear me talk about this. SB 262 will do away with cash bail in the state of California. And it's a roundabout way of how they're going to do away with it. So we'll explain that just a little bit here. We all said no, we want cash bail. People who break the law need to pay for their crimes, and they need to pay for it, not the people of the state of California. We all said no. Proposition 25 did not pass. So they go what? AB 262, which will remove all bail bonds business, or a lot of bail bond business, from the state of California. So you're going to have it, but you're not going to have it. Just think about this. You lend somebody $50,000 to get out of jail. They give you 10% of that, which is $5,000. You have costs. You got an office. You got office staff. You got things you got to take care of, right? That's why you're in business. In 6 months, that person went to court the whole time. Charges are dropped, or they get convicted. Doesn't matter. They come back to the bail company and say, I need my $5,000 back. If SB 262 passes, that's exactly what the law is. Well, how many bail companies will be able to stay in business having to pay that money back? So they made no profit, so there's no sense in what? Staying in business. When you pay for bail, you pay for bail to get out today. Not what happens in your case. Not if they drop the case. You want out today so you can be with your family, so you can go to work tomorrow. Yeah, as a bail company, I have to refund you the money because the district attorney decided not to file charges or they didn't have enough. Not right. It's not fair to the bail agency who just forked out the money, had expenses to that bond to have to pay you back the money. So what are they going to do? That's a different way of pushing bail bonds and bail bonds companies out of the state of California. Yeah, you'll be able to do it, but nobody will be here doing it because nobody's going to just sit there and do a free service and go to work every day for nothing. It's not going to happen. So these are bills that are passing, that are coming through, that people don't know nothing about. How many of you guys agree with SB 145? And we've been talking about it for a year now. I've been talking about SB 145 since I came on the scene to run for office. And we talk about it. It's disgusting. Nobody's doing anything about it. Nobody's changing it. Nobody's even trying to get it put on the ballot so that California people could vote on it. You haven't heard nobody get on front of it. Nobody even wants to discuss it. The worst thing is this. Gavin Newsom literally just signed this week. AB 1184 and AB 1156. 11 years old. How many of you guys would have voted for that? How many of you guys out there would have actually voted for AB 1184 and AB 1356 to go in effect? Where your 11-year-old could go get an abortion without you knowing, where your 11-year-old could go have a sex change without you knowing it. They don't need your permission. Your 11-year-old child does not need your permission. They can walk into a doctor's office and get a sex change. And you as a parent have zero to say about it. Welcome to Assembly Bill 1184, Assembly Bill 1356. And your assemblyman want to run for governor of California. Yeah, he had a big enough platform that he could expose this. All our assembly people. Where the hell is Bigelow? Bigelow's assemblyman for Mariposa, Alpine, Amador, Calaveras, and Tuolumne County. Where are you, Bigelow? Because you signed this. I'm actually going to go online today, and I'm going to expose who voted yes on AB 1184 and AB 1356, because that is just disgusting. And you know what happens? A lot of these people don't even have kids. A lot of these people are too young to even ever had kids. And they sign bills about kids that they don't know nothing about. You have our assembly people. And I need you guys to do a little research here. You have your own assembly people who sit in the education board. Okay? They sit in the education committee. They are the ones who are making all the rules on what your teachers do. We talked about sexuality in schools, right? We talked about what's going on in our schools and what they're being taught. We talked about CRT. That now it's required for your child to graduate high school to take a CRT class. Why are we allowing these people to stay in office? Bigelow comes up for office this year. He's been in the assembly for 10 years. Yet nobody even knows who the hell he is. 10 years. Kevin Kiley's been in the assembly for 6 years. Yet the only reason anybody knows what he's about is because he sued Gavin Newsom on his own petition of mail-in ballots of overreach of power. These people are in office and we don't know what the hell they are. We don't know who they are. We've allowed it. We have to wake up and get them the hell out of office before we don't have a state to save. And it's all of them. It's not a Democrat, it's not a Republican. We need to clean Sacramento out. We need to flush the toilet. We need to get that swamp gone. But the only way we're going to do that is if we all get involved. All of us. We need to get involved. We need to see the laws that are passing, and we need to stop with I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat, I'm a Libertarian, I'm an independent. No, we're Californians. Stop with the political party. Start being a Californian. Start actually caring about what's going on in California. Because guess what? AB 1184 and AB 1356 don't say if you're a Democrat kid, you can go do this. If you're a Republican, you can't. It's saying an 11-year-old can go in and get a sex change today, and the parent has nothing to do with it. They say an 11-year-old can go have an abortion, and you can't say anything about it. You're not even allowed in the doctor's room anymore. But you're the parent. But if your kid doesn't go to school, misses too much school, who has to go to court and pay the consequences? Oh, the parent does. But you're saying my 11-year-old can do that, but he can't cut school? My 11-year-old can't vote? My 11-year-old can't drive? But you want my 11-year-old to be able to go have an abortion? What the heck is going on in California? And if we don't put a stop to it here in California, the rest of the world is going to be the same way. The rest of the country. I love when Californians tell me, I'll go to another state. Where are you going? Oregon's worse. Washington's worse. Oh, I'll go to Texas. Okay, then vote Republican when you go to Texas. Stop voting Democrat. We're pushing people out of California to go to other states and ruin them. Why not just stay here and actually fight? Come together, forget about your damn party lines, because I know Democrats are leaving too. Okay? This isn't just a Republican war getting up and leaving. Democrats are getting up and leaving too. Why? Because it's getting disgusting to live in this state with laws that don't make sense. Because guess what? These laws don't make sense. It doesn't make sense to let criminals out of prison. It doesn't make sense to tell my 11-year-old they could go have an abortion. It doesn't make sense that I'm giving drugs to drug users and we're putting a clinic for them to go get their drugs. It doesn't make sense that we allow homeless people to be outside and crap anywhere that they want to. When we can fix these problems. It doesn't make sense that each county is in a state of emergency because the population of homeless people and they do nothing about it. It doesn't make sense that we keep hiring the same people that don't do anything. This doesn't make sense anymore. You want voter integrity? You want to fix voter fraud? I'm going to tell you guys one thing right now. Which of your elected officials is on the forefront of this? Which of your elected officials is actually saying there's something wrong with the election system in the state of California? We need to fix it. I'll wait. Because I'll be waiting. Because guess what? You want voter integrity to be fixed? Get a hold of your senator. Get a hold of your assemblyman. We need somebody in office who wants to put it out there. Because the grassroots movement's great, but we don't have the power. We don't have the pull. Do you think Gavin Newsom really cares if you're in a corner protesting? No. Why? Because you do it on a Saturday. He can't hear you, and you don't have nobody in the assembly or nobody there listening to you either. So what does he care? If you're standing in the corner of Main Street with a bunch of signs, he can't see them. Okay, so you got your 10 seconds of fame on Channel 13 or Fox News, right? What did that do? Absolutely nothing. You want to make a difference? You want to stand up? You want your voices to be heard? Join me in the middle of November in the biggest rally for water. And we're going to do it during the week. Why? Because they're there. They will listen. 100,000 people shouting no more. 100,000 people shouting no more. We want our water rights. They'll listen because we can shake the walls at the Capitol. We don't need to go inside. We need to do a peaceful protest, but they need to know that 100,000 people are sick and tired of our water rights and our waters being thrown down in the ocean instead of being given to the farmers that need it so we can keep our agricultural business in the state of California and keep it right. It's time. It really is. We have tried doing the voting. That didn't work. Let's take it to them. We have done what? Protested on the weekends to an empty building and a bunch of highway patrols. I like the highway patrol, but they can't make a difference either. But if we all unite and we do the biggest movement on water, because water is an issue that we all deal with. Water is important to each and every single one of us. We will make a movement in the state of California has never seen before. This isn't about rioting. This isn't about looting. This isn't about anything other than letting our legislation, the people that we hired, hear our voices. 100,000 people minimum need to show up to this. We need to put this together. We need to come together as a California and as a unit. So our legislation knows that we have had enough of their BS, throwing our water in the ocean and not worrying about the California voters. Because you put that together. Let's see that. We come back on. Are we back on over here? Let me see. For some reason, it kicked me off. So we'll see if we're back. We need to do this. And that's how we're going to do it. 100,000 plus going to the Capitol, talking about water. Everybody here knows a farmer. Everybody here passes a farmer. Everybody here, if you've ever driven up and down 99 or I-5, what's the one thing that we see on the side of the road? We, the farmers, need water. Well, I'm going to give you the help that you need, but I need your help to come out there and put your voices out. I read your signs. Now it's time to take those signs to the Capitol, California, and let our legislatures read our signs, hear our voices, and hear our demands for water. Because you want to get something done, that's how we're going to get it done. I'm sick and tired of watching career politicians walk through an orchard in Fresno talking about our farmers need water. Well, where the hell is it? Because you've been in office for 10 years now, and they still don't have water. Yet every time there comes a re-election, you go and do the same commercial. Where the hell is our water? Quit dumping it into the ocean. Start dumping it into our farmers. Start getting it to the people that need it. Let's get our agricultural business back in business here in the state of California. Let's go back to producing 80% of the food. Let's do 100% of the food. We have the land. We have the skill. We have the manpower. But why aren't we doing it? Because we don't have water. Farmers are selling their land for condos because they just can't farm it anymore and it's too expensive to keep the property taxes in the land, and that's unjust to those people. Yes, we need affordable housing, but there's a different way other than taking our food away from us. Our farmers, I got your back, and we're going to do this. I need your help, though. So if you guys know a farmer, if you guys know anybody who works in agricultural, get it out. Get the message out. We're going to have a flyer ready by next Thursday on this. We're going to have a date ready by next Thursday on this. So we're going to start blasting and we're going to ask everybody for help. If you're part of the Farmers Bureau, get a hold of me so we can get you guys the information. I need all your help. I can't do this by myself, but I can do it. United, nobody will stop us, and our voices will be heard. The only way we can do that is all of us coming together. I'll get other candidates who are running. I'll try to get somebody who's elected, which good luck doing that because they don't want to put their neck out. They don't want to put their neck out, but they want to put their hands out. In all this, I'll just ask one simple question. Where are the other candidates that were running for governor? How come they don't address the issues? We don't need to worry about them. We need to worry about California and how we're going to move forward. And we're going to take this movement all the way to Sacramento. We're going to take it strong. 100,000 people minimum is what we need out there helping us fight for the water, fight for our water rights, and let the people inside the Capitol know that we mean business and it's time for our water rights to be given back to the California people, the Central Valley. Quit dumping our water in the ocean. You know, we can talk about research. We can talk about everything else that's going on. But that's what we're doing. We're talking. Nobody's listening. It's time to be listened to. It's time to be heard. 100,000. Help me get to that number, if not more, at the Capitol. Mid-November, I will have a date for us. By next Thursday, we'll have a flyer out. We're going to lead this charge 100%. And if you want to help, you want to be involved in putting this together, send me an email, diego@diegomartinezforgovernor.com. Send us a text. The phone number's up on the comments on both sides. If you have a pen and paper ready, I will give it one more time. Our phone number here is 559-707-0756. More than welcome to send a text and let us know your information and where you're from and how many people you can organize together. We need to organize this. We need to come together, and we need to fight for the water rights in the state of California. I think our Republicans also need to step up and aggressive every time they go to talk to the public. We need to step up. We all do. And I don't think this isn't a matter of Republican or Democrat anymore. This is a matter of California. Being a Californian and fighting for our California rights. Did you know, and this is something nobody knows, Homeland Security. Listen to this, because this is, if you're a Second Amendment believer, if you're about pro-Second Amendment, you want to hear about this. United States Senate just signed a bill. They're going to vote on it. It's going to take our gun rights away. That says that the government has the right to take our guns away. Yep. They're going to break our constitutional rights for Homeland Security. They're going to take our guns away under that bill. It's swept right underneath there. It's getting ready to get signed. It's getting ready to get voted on. We have got to stop this. This here is going to be worthless if we, the people, don't start standing up and fighting for it. Somebody said this is 1776 again. No, this is 2021, and we got to stop living in the past and start looking into our future, because there won't be one if we don't stand up. This is 2021, and our rights are being trampled on right now. We need to unite. We need to come together. We need to stop stupid bills like AB 1184, AB 1356, SB 339, SB 262. We have got to stop making more laws and start abiding by the ones that we have and start cleaning out the ones that we don't need. This is an overreach of government. And if we don't come together and unite together, we're going to die together. When I was growing up, my grandmother said, grab me a match. I said, okay. I went and grabbed her a match, little wooden match. She snapped it. Broke it, just like that. Then she said, grab me a bundle of matches. Grabbed her a little handful of matches. She put it, she thought, look, see how much different it is to break a bundle compared to one match? Same thing that's going on right here, right now. I'm only one voice. So I'm that one match that you get, it's gone. But all of us together, we're that bundle that's hard to break. And that's what we're going to get our message across in Sacramento, mid-November, about our water. And that's going to be the first movement that we do, and that's the first movement that we're going to push. And we're going to keep pushing, because water affects each and every single one of us. This is a bipartisan problem. It needs to be a bipartisan solution. And we, as the California people need to come together. We need to get our friends, our farmers, our truck drivers all together. I'm going to give enough notice so that everybody can afford to take the day off and can afford to go to Sacramento and fight for water. Fight for our rights to have our water. Fight to make sure that we don't ever have a water drought again, because we don't need to. We don't need to dump our water. We are smart enough to know how much water we need. So we should be smart enough to know how much water we can release, because we have to, because of salt buildup and things like that. But when you're out of water, when they're telling you that you're going to only spend 25 gallons of water at home, that's one shower, one person. So I guess you better get the whole family together and shower together and do it quickly. Or pick who gets a shower a day. That's what we're getting to. It's a shame, but that's where we're headed. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Links are on the bottom. We are running for 2022, guys. Diego Martinez for Governor 2022. I'm going to keep the fight up. I need your help. Please share and like my videos. Let everybody know who I am. Let everybody know that we're doing a huge rally about water in Sacramento, mid-November. We're working on permits today. Hopefully I'll have a date today or tomorrow. So next week we're going to put it out. We'll have a flyer. We're going to go distribute it. I'm going to send flyers to you guys. You guys are going to give it to all your friends, all your neighbors, and everybody who you guys know that has something to do with farming, agricultural, dairy, or even a truck driver, because that's what we need to do. We need to unite as Californians as one. And if they're Democrats, I don't care. If they're Republicans, I don't care. We need people there, because this is a California issue, and we need a California address it, and we need to address it as a unit. And if we do that, we will be heard. If not, these people will be replaced, because we're going to awaken everybody in California about this issue. We're going to let everybody know what's going on, and we're going to let everybody know who their elected officials are. They might think secondly about voting for these people. It's a sad day. It is a sad day when we have to talk about our children and our government overreaching into our livelihoods and allowing an 11-year-old to go and get an abortion, allowing an 11-year-old to make a decision about sex change. My name is Diego Martinez, and I am the candidate for Governor of California in 2022. I need your help to get my name out. I need your help to be able to get out there. Can you hear me now? Man, this thing does this to me. We're changing this next week, so hopefully it'll be better. Thank you guys for joining me. Please donate to my page, DiegoMartinezForGovernor.com. Hit the donate button, and we will see you guys next week. Thank you for joining us.